Now, before I get on to the next thing I want to talk about, I'm going to stop sharing because I got to see this, you guys. I would like to know in the chat, how many people have been in this business over 10 years? Just say I have, or say how many years you've been in the business. How many people have been in this business over 10 years? Look at this. Keep going. Look at all these people. Okay. So we've got a lot of people on this call that have been in the business for a really long time. Okay. Now I'm here to tell you, congratulations. You not only have the job title of loan originator or mortgage hero or branch manager or whatever you want to call yourselves, but you also have the job title of elder. Okay. You are mortgage elders right now, and you're all on this call. And one of the things that we get to do as elders in this industry is we get to help others, right? That's in fact, I would say this, I would ask this, who gets great, who feels rewarded when they can help somebody new along or somebody younger in the business? Don't you get a good feeling of helping them, say, hey, I can help you with something, or I have the answer to that, or let me point you in a particular direction. Okay. Well, today, this morning, I would like you guys, the elders here, to help somebody, because I want to get advice from you guys for a particular young person in the industry. Okay. And I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want this person to hear what the elders have to say, because sometimes, have you ever noticed that when we give advice, we kind of hear ourselves saying it and we kind of are refreshing it for ourselves as well, right? Sometimes when we give advice, we're going, damn, that is good advice. I ought to keep doing what I need to do that, right? We just encourage ourselves when we do it. And it's always good to share. It's always good to share. So listen, we had a comment pop up, and this is why I was asking if Skylar was here. We had a question pop up in the Loan Officer Breakfast Club Facebook group. And a lot of y'all were, I feel like Steve. A lot of y'all.
Bro, they'll be picking on these Texas accents now. Come on now.
A lot of y'all answered, but
it's you all.
You all. So it depends on where you're from, Karl. Y'all get it right now.
So listen, I want this morning, and we're going to certainly get into the DSP. We're going to talk about what our activities are supposed to be today. But this was, when I saw this, I was like, wow, this brought back memories. Okay, this brought me back. And look at that. And Skylar Dunn asked, and this was just yesterday, hey, everyone, I'm new to the industry and waiting on all of my state licensing to process so I can begin my career as a mortgage loan officer. You guys remember that? How about it, elders? Remember being there? Okay. What a feeling that was. Remember that feeling of, this is exciting. I'm starting this new career. I'm getting licensed. There's this thing that's in front of me and I have no idea what to expect. And I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but I am like scared and excited and tripping out, right?
We didn't have to wait for licenses back then.
Yeah, right. I'm jumping right in. Currently reading some of Karl's books. Well, that's a good place to start.
A great start. Yeah.
And planning on attending the morning Zoom meetings each day. That's why I was asking if Skylar was here with all of you. I am in training with my company, but I'm looking to go the extra mile to ensure my success. I'm curious how me, a 22-year-old recent college grad who doesn't have their own mortgage, can build rapport with no experience. I still don't feel like I know a ton. And although I recognize that becoming an expert will take time, I'd love to hear what some of you did in the beginning to build the foundation of your career. Thank you for your recommendation.
Question.
And you know what? I just want to say, Skylar, okay, and I'll start. Let me start. Okay, let me start. And I'm not going to say a bunch of stuff, but one thing, Skylar, that I would encourage, I'll give one thing. Okay. And that one thing, well, first of all, I'll tell you this, I was 24. and didn't have a mortgage when I started. Okay. And I did it, and you can do it. And it didn't matter. It just didn't matter. Right. In fact, I never remember being asked my situation ever when I first started at 24. I was just out there shaking the trees, man. And they were happy that I was there. It was fine. So I don't think you really have to worry about it. But one thing I am going to say, Skylar, is here on this call, we've got a group of elders, a large group of elders. And I would like you to consider us and this group of elders to be your tribe, right? Because one thing that's really, really important for us as originators, and I don't care if we're brand new, or we've been in the business like me over 35 years, we need to have a tribe. We need to have a tribe of people that we hang with every day who are high producing, good, kind, generous, giving originators, right? That we can be connected to so that we can get lifted up, and eventually, Skylar, so you can help lift others up, right? So listen, guys, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. This is open forum.
Hey,
right?
Frank, I'd love to hear what Karl has to say on that. Karl, I'd love to hear your, like, if you heard the scenario, what would you do on that one?
I'm going to say, and what's her name? Skylar?
Yeah, Skylar.
So I would say, Skylar, you are in the best position of anybody.
Mm.
So when I first started, I knew literally nothing, as probably most of us, right? That's probably where most of us. So I literally knew nothing. And just by the grace of God, I got paired up with a guy that knew everything about mortgages. I mean, this guy was a walking guideline book, right? And Ralph Watkins hooked me up with him. His name is Dave Hoyt. And Dave said, all right, we're going to be a team. So I said, all right, well, what do I do? He said, well, I tell you what, until you learn your butt from a hole in the ground, you know, why don't you go out and start talking to real estate agents, and I'll take care of everything back here. And I said, dude, what if they ask me a question? Just say, great question. Let me call Dave. And literally that was my training. And so I literally started just unannounced going through real estate offices. And I think it was like, I don't know, within 6 months, I was at 10 loans a month. And I said, Dave, when do I start learning the mortgage stuff? He said, you know, we just don't have time right now, Karl. So I've got this part, keep going out. So here it is 21 years later. I've never ran DU. I've never ran LP. I don't even know how to sign in. I don't have no idea what it looks like. I don't know the guy. I'm not saying this is for everybody. I don't know the guidelines. I know FHA is 3% down. I know VA is zero in most cases, right? I get the basics, what I've just learned over time, mainly by looking at the what we used to call a HUD, you know, by just looking at the closing docs, I'd go, oh, apparently they had to put some money down on this, right? And I literally never learned the guidelines. And to this day, I guarantee it's extremely likely I'm the least knowledgeable guideline person on this call. Now, again, I'm not saying that it's bad to learn the guidelines. I'm just saying don't do that first.
Hey, Karl, you know what? I think that's a great point, because most people think the power is in navigating the loan, when really a loan officer's power is in getting the leads and building the relationships and the referrals. We get distracted with the doing instead of really going and getting the lead getting activity.
The person that cooks the person that cooks French fries makes minimum wage, right?
Yep.
The person that gets them to drive up to the drive-through, that's the one that makes all the money.
That's huge.
And so I never got off of it. And, you know, and I don't know, I'm thinking back, Frank, you know, I remember being scared, like real scared, you know, cause I mean, like I knew nothing. But you know what I found? You said something in the beginning that I really liked. What I found that when I was new in the business, the right people kind of put their arms around me. Like one of them, Mary Carroll, some of y'all know her. She's one of the coaches in the Freedom Club. She put her arm around me, said, hey, you're new. And she didn't say this, but basically she was saying, I'm uber successful. I'm a big hitter around here. I'm a big deal. And I'm going to help you out here. And when I point you in the direction, you go here. And when I say, hey, go talk to Bob, you go talk to Bob. And I found that when I was brand new in the business, that the right people would embrace me and want to help me and got joy out of, mentoring me and being a mentor. And I always honored them. Right. And I've never, I'm to this day, I'm grateful for every single one of them. And Dave Hoyt, who chased me out of the office, said, don't worry about the conditions. And that, by the way, this was not some, hey, I got a plan. It was out of desperation. He was saying, because he knew everything about loans, but wasn't great about getting business. Right.
Yeah.
And he said, Karl, I don't have time. We can't afford for you to learn the loans right now. We need some loans coming in, or both of us are out of we got rent to pay. In my case, it was rent. In his, he owned home. But we got a house payment to make. And brother, if you don't get loans, this partnership is over like the 1st of next month. So we need loans like now. And so I found just going out there and it's back, which is where the scripts for the original Thor's Hammer came from. I'm just like, I hear you're doing great. In her case, she's brand new in the business. I'm brand new in the business. And man, I've heard great things about you. I saw your production report. You closed this many buyer sides last year. Man, I'd love to treat you to a cup of coffee, find out what is it that you do that's got you producing such great numbers. And understand, I learned early in the business, I'm not in the mortgage business. I'm in the marketing of my services business.
That's it.
I'm not in the mortgage business. I'm not a loan officer. I'm a marketer. I'm not a branch manager. I'm a marketer of my services. And so Frank, I know you're way too humble to mention this, but we just got the numbers in. So I think most of you know that myself and Frank and Steve's part of this also run a branch. And Frank's the co-branch manager. Him and I do it together. That our average loan officer, last year made 200. I don't have the exact number in my head, but it was 281,000 comma something. So almost $300,000 was the average. Now, some of you go, well, that's no big deal. I'll make 3 times that. And some of them do. Some of them make, are in the 2 comma club, make over $1 million. And some are just getting started, right? I mean, that's just how it works, right? Some are just getting started. But I just want to, as you're getting into business, I want you to understand the average one is almost $300,000. That's just a remarkable career that you've embarked upon. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't quit. Don't quit. You're going to get discouraged. You're going to get beat up. You're going to skin your knees. You're going to be embarrassed. You're going to be scared. People's going to, you can't do this. I remember, man, maybe I shouldn't even say this, but I remember one of the last things my father ever told me was, you'll never make a dime doing this. When I embarked, never make a dime. And I make more literally in a month than he literally made his entire life. And so you're going to get discouraged. Don't quit. Right. You'll always finish what you don't quit. You'll always finish what you don't quit. So just don't quit. So anyway, that's huge. A lot longer of an answer. I didn't mean to take up so much time, but
it's good. Karl, that goes back to what you were saying, Frank, about community. Life moves at the speed of relationships, and that's why it's so important to stay connected and plugged in. Because discouragement will come. You got to just keep moving. Love that.
I want to hear from somebody else. Who has advice for Skylar? Who's got advice for Skylar? She's worried about
with a different angle than mine, right?
Yeah.
With a different angle.
Yeah. She's worried about not having the experience and building rapport, feeling like I'm not experienced enough to really build rapport. Go ahead, Rick. What do you got? And anybody else after Rick? Let's bang these things out for Skylar. Let's get as much as we can for Skylar this morning. Go, Rick.
My first thought is if you're out there on the road and you're calling on realtors, you're popping at the real estate offices and someone asks you a question, like a guideline question specifically, and you don't know the answer, excuse my language, but don't try to bullshit your way through it. The answer should be, I don't know the answer to that, but I can promise you I'll get it for you. Because I always like to say, it doesn't take Jack Frost to notice a snow job. And if you're bullshitting them, they're going to recognize it and they're not going to trust you going forward.
Love it.
That's great advice.
Great advice. David Wakefield.
You're
muted. There you
go. Yep. Sorry. I was getting my cup of coffee over here. So my whole thing is when I started, I was 23. So, pretty similar. Didn't know anything about it. I just kind of stumbled into the business. And my take on it was I kind of reflected back to my younger days and said, okay, what did I do when I wanted to obtain something else? Right. So I went back to the days when I was 15 and most 15-year-old guys, want to get the girl, right? So I modeled myself and said, okay, who gets the girl? Well, the guy that's working out, the guy that surfs, got a good tan. Guess what? I became a lifeguard. I was surfing all the time. It worked for me, right? So I took that and then went into the mortgage business with the same thought and said, okay, what's it going to take to be the perfect loan officer? So I went out, I started talking to all these realtors. I didn't know a darn thing, right? I didn't know a thing about guidelines. I had a week of here's FHA, VA, conventional loans, and then go get it. I sat there for a month, twiddled my thumbs, didn't do a bit of business, and then said, well, crap, I got to go out and find how to get it. So I literally went around, found the loan officers like Karl's talking about, and said, or not loan officers, but the realtors who thought I was the, nice young guy, right? And put their arm around me, more or less, and said, okay, here's the advice. You got to call people back on time, right? You gotta give me updates. I mean, they went through all these things, and I modeled myself after, that. I found those commonalities, and that's who I became. So it took me some time, but I went around, talked to, 20, 30 real estate agents, whoever would give me time, and that's who I became, right? I modeled myself after what they were saying, and it worked. And 27 years later, I'm still doing mortgages and am fairly successful, we'll just say.
Thanks, Dave. Go ahead, Tony.
People will do business with who they like and trust.
Mm.
And that's just about meeting people and getting to know them. And they like and trust you by them telling you more information about themselves. That's where that trust develops. So just go out and meet people, ask questions, and let them talk about themselves. And you never end up even talking about product. You just talk about their life and their goals.
Love it. Love it. Eddie Skinner.
Hey, I got in a mortgage business. Many of you know I pastored for 23 years, got in the mortgage business after a pretty painful church split. Buddy of mine went to my church and he said, hey, you'd be great at mortgage. I started in 2008, which was probably the dumbest time ever to start. And so I didn't know any better.
Good timing.
You guys are in it. No, I mean, I just naively went in. And so I told him, I said, I got 40 years of relationships around here. I love people. I love talking to people. Where's the business come from? And my branch manager says, it just comes. And I said, well, man, I know a ton of people, but it's not coming from me. And that's when I found Scotty and Karl, and Scotty mentored me to start with. I would just say to you, find somebody like that knows what they're doing, that you can trust, and just listen to them. Scotty said, man, I love you because you do what I tell you to. And I said, well, why would I not do what you tell me to? You know way more than I do. So I would just find somebody you trust and then do what they say. And you're going to do fine. So.
Stuff, Eddie.
And there's a lot of people right here that you can trust. Who'll tell you what to do. I saw, before we get to you, Clyde, Frank had a hand up and then he went away. I can't remember the last name, but I remember the first. That was easy. Are you with Frank? Did you have something?
Yeah, I'm right here.
There you go.
No, I'd say, one of the biggest fears that I had initially when I got started was, people asked me, I was young. I was like 18, 19 years old, started in a call center. And my biggest thing was, if somebody's asking me like, how long have I been in the business as I was trying to start these referral relationships? Just, be straight up about it, but somewhat nonchalant. And, I used to say, gosh, seems like forever. And then just kind of spin it, how long you've been in the business, and kind of take it that way. That was like one of the biggest things that fearful things that I had, fear of with trying to build relationships with referral partners.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Who else?
And Kristen, I have something to say. How are y'all?
Hey, Kristen.
The Queen Bee has
sorry.
arrived. All hail. All hail.
Say again, so I could say what I wanted to say for Skylar, but I wanted to say for it, to me, nothing ever about my age. Do not limit yourself. Do not have a limiting belief about your age. But I was going to say, find people you can do life with. Find someone who is like-minded, or you feel like you can connect with them. And I know we're all kind of saying that, but not just connect from a business standpoint, but that you can do life with. And if you can make that kind of connection with an agent or a realtor, it will carry you a lot further than having any knowledge about anything.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you,
great.
Wine cave.
Hey there. Rick, I got my tie on today for you. When I got
I
involved in
see that.
business,
You look awesome.
We do have standards here. Yeah.
okay. So when I got into business, I really came from the insurance background. I used to sell something called life insurance or death insurance. And I used to go door to door, sell life insurance.
Brutal.
Now, Skylar, would you rather sell life insurance door to door or mortgages? Mortgage is a little easier.
Yeah.
And the guy I paired up with, his name was Karls Answer. He escaped from the Middle East and we went door to door. He used to sell encyclopedias, taught me a little bit about selling door to door. He used to thrive on getting the no's. And his whole philosophy was, Craig, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Day by day, you'll build relationships with people and the business will come. But you have to be very patient with building relationships. And what Krista was talking about is get to know them a little bit. Do they like to ride a bike? Do they go hiking? Do they go running? Do they go surfing? So find a commonality between yourself and them that you can tie in and not really talk about real estate or mortgages, talk about anything but that. And you can kind of solidify that relationship to go forward. That's a piece by piece, the big puzzle you're putting together. So get your little puzzles together. And 1,000-piece puzzle or 10,000-piece puzzle doesn't go together real quickly. So just take your time. What you're getting here is a college education for free. This is not an MBA. This is like a master's program that you're in the morning time. All these people have oodles and oodles of information. Some are super young, some are old like me, but you'll have a good time with this. It's a fun business and it can take care of you and your family. And you can do a lot of great things for other people with it. So just hang in here and believe us, it does work.
Thanks, brother. Now look, we got Rick and we got Vinny. Rick and Vinny, I want you guys to be real quick. And then Skylar is actually here. She's in the chat. So then after Rick and Vinny, Skylar, I'd love you to unmute and just, say hi and see how he did. Go, Rick.
When I first got into business, there was no internet. So I was going into real estate offices with rate sheets or flyers. And it sounds like that's what Skylar is looking to do, is walk into offices, which is going to be great because no one else is doing that right now.
True.
But like everybody's saying, like Karl and Craig was on the button, don't get discouraged. Don't quit. I walked into a real estate office one time and long story short, this one realtor said, "You mortgage guys are a dime a dozen. We can work with whoever we want to." And I looked around the room and I thought, I'm the only mortgage person in here right now. And the 20 realtors, I can work with whoever I want to. So every time you get some jerk, that's one that you can check off the list that you're not going to do business with and forget about them. And then when they try to do business with you, you just shake them off because they're just going to be a jerk the whole time.
There you go. Good stuff. Vinny.
Good morning, y'all. My biggest mistake when I got into the business was I thought I was too young. I didn't think that my family and my sphere and my friends weren't, they weren't gonna trust me. But the truth of the matter is, you've got to leverage your database. Your database, like Freedom Club and MMA teach, your database is a gold mine. For every 100 people in your database, you're gonna get at least one loan. So my biggest thing is when we get new loan officers coming in, we ask them to do what we call a simple project 100 to try to get them that one loan. And then we up it and we up it again. And now the next thing is to do a project 500. But beside that, man, the main thing is just doing the activities, leveraging everything that you're going to do. And if you don't add to your database and you don't leverage it, it's going to hurt you. And everybody you do business with has to be doing business with you, meaning if you take it, like for the ladies, if you do your nails, manicure, and all of that, hairdresser, pedicurist, manicurist needs to do business with you and needs to refer you. Your lawn person needs to refer you. Your painter needs to. So anybody you give consistent business to, you need to make sure to have a conversation with them and tell them, look, I come to you every single month, and now I would need you to send me at least one referral a month. So
Nice.
Continue to build that database.
Good stuff. Skylar, can you talk to us? Can you unmute? Are you here? Can you say hello?
Hi, I'm here.
Hey, how was it today? How was the show today for you?
Really good. Sorry, it took me a minute to log on. I was just on the highway.
Well, good. Well, we all wish you the best of luck. And we know you're not going to need luck because you're in the right spot. You've got a tribe already. You got us. And as far as getting connected to mentors go, I'm sure you have them in your office, but don't forget, Marketing Animals is a big mentor for you. And we'll love to help you on your journey. Okay. Anything you want to say or ask before we kind of wrap this up?
Yeah, I just I appreciate all of you. I've been doing a lot of research, reading, and just trying to learn as much as I possibly can. So I'm just happy to have stumbled upon this awesome group.
Where do you live, Skylar? Where you at?
I live in Massachusetts, but I'm working out of Rhode Island.
Okay, great area.
That's my territory. Get out of here.
Got some competition.
Tyler,
Awesome.
I'll help you. Anything you need at all, I'll help you.
Awesome
Thank
stuff.
you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, before we go, is Mike with us today? Magic Mike?
I'm here, Frank.
Hey, man, wrap us up with what are we doing today?
All right, animals. Today is pre-approved and looking day, right? And going back to our concept of you want to milk the cows you already have before you get more cows on the farm. I always think Thursday is the epitome of that, right? If we're not following up with the cats that are already pre-approved out there looking for homes, what are we even doing? Thinking about anything else, right? You have to take care of, you have to follow up with the leads you've already generated, right? So we follow up with everybody that's pre-approved and out there looking for a home every Thursday for 3 really important reasons. One, when we do, we convert at a higher rate, right, Frank? Which means that we sell more loans with the same amount of leads by following up every Thursday. When we don't, our conversions decrease. We sell less loans with the same amount of leads, right? So it's really important that we do. Second, our realtor partners appreciate this. We're on their leads like white on rice or green on a pickle, like Karl would say, right? If I'm a top realtor and I'm spending big bucks generating business, right, Frank? It's really important that who I trust, like Kristen Morgan or Frank Paul, they're going to be on that lead, right? They're going to treat it like it's their own. They're on their game. They're communicating well. It's really important. Otherwise, look, there's 162 other loan officers on this call I could work with. It's really important that we're on those leads like white on rice, right? So the realtors appreciate it. They trust us more and want to work with Mike over and over and over again because he doesn't miss anything. And 3, we get referrals. It's another traffic source. Frank, I heard that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income, right? Different real estate, businesses, streams to make money. In our business, the daily success plan allows us to get referrals in, I think I counted 8 or 9 different ways on a monthly basis. This is one of them. The people that are out there looking for a home know other people. I've heard a lot of success stories about this one over the last month or so, that as we follow up with people that are looking, they have buddies that are looking too. So for 3 really important reasons, we're following up with those pre-approvals: to convert at the highest rate, to build more trust and a better relationship with our realtor partners, and it's another traffic source. We're getting more business from it, right? So the idea here, Frank, is that we want to follow up to see how the house hunting's coming along, get them all jazzed up and excited about it, maybe chitty chat about their week really quick so we can become better friends, like everybody was telling Skylar today, right? Get to know them, build a relationship, build some rapport. And then we ask, hey, Karl, while you've been out looking for a home, is there anybody else you came across that may be looking to do the same thing? Love to help them out too. And from asking that question, they don't feel like it's salesy or pushy or aggressive. That's like us asking Skylar, hey, if there's anybody else in your office in Massachusetts, can you invite them to the Breakfast Club? We'd love to hang out with them too. It doesn't sound weird or salesy or pushy or aggressive, but it's a great way for us to get more loans, right? So for 3 reasons, guys: to convert, for our realtor partners, and to get more leads. Give me thumbs up. Does that make sense, everybody?
All good.
Woo!
All good, man.
To be so smart, man. That was good
No.
stuff.
Yeah,
You
I'm
should
learning from
hire
the best
him.
of the best, man. The best of the best.
Listen to that.
Yeah. So, well, good stuff. You know, one last thing, I'll have the team throw a link in for our podcast, Loan Officer Podcast Network. If we could throw a link in there, guys, the podcasts are absolutely phenomenal, incredible. You don't want to miss them. And we've got a new one dropping Saturday. I'm doing it. It's called Loan Officer Gizmos and Gadgets. It's going to be really, really cool. So there's the link right there. And just tune into the podcast. The podcasts are excellent, excellent tools. Like you're driving home, you can be listening to it. You know, you get into the office, you're eating your lunch, taking a break. You can listen to one of the podcasts. Absolutely wonderful. So with that, are we good to go? What?
Not yet. Not yet. Hold on. Wait, Skylar, you got to go into Facebook and rewatch this because there was a lot of value bombs dropped. So make sure you get back onto the Facebook because that's going to be uploaded there.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Now you're good to go.
Well,
Now we're good to
no.
No.
Miss Newton. Miss Newton, did we do okay today? Did we do okay today? Whew.
We
All
got
right.
the thumbs up. Thank
All right.
goodness.
Thanks, Nicole.
All right.
All right, Frank, we're off the hook.
All right, you guys, have a great weekend. We'll catch you Monday here at Loan Officer Breakfast Club with the Mortgage Marketing Animals. Adios.
Go get 'em, animals.
All right.